Hey, welcome to the Felvine Bombcast. I'm Strawfoot, and I'm here with my co-host Malek.
Dancing, fevers.
I can't
and
slap
Jer
about
Bear.
I'm Jer the Bear, and I don't like to share because I'm a capitalist.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I wondered if you were going to
That's
recycle.
radically
And just... All right.
Oh, wait, that's not true. I like to share because I'm a communist.
Thank you, Jer, for that
You're welcome.
politically incorrect intro. Let's do a quest.
Wait, incorrect?
Well,
Which one was incorrect?
The first one.
Ooh, that's. Yeah, I'm ready for this. NSA. Hello.
I like your dance moves while we're talking about that, Malek.
Hey, man, it fits. I think it fits the conversation.
It's too
long as
bad
we're
there's
all
not
dancing.
like one of those like the whatever the Russian dance is called that Zangief does.
Oh, shoot.
Like that's
Yeah,
the
that
one
would
you
be
should be doing
amazing.
when you talk about communism. It just
Can we get a
I
Zangief
mean,
dance in this game? What the hell,
I just
man?
listen to Billy brag instead.
sure.
Okay.
You do you. I mean, you know.
Dude, am
Billy
I
Bragg-
remembering this correctly? Did Zangief dance with Boris Yeltsin in one of the endings?
I believe he did. I think and
It's fucking
Bears. Wasn't it
wild,
Boris
man.
Yeltsin and Bears or something?
Well, I
Wait,
don't know
Boris
about the
Yeltsin-
Bears,
Boris Yeltsin's a bear? That makes sense, actually.
but Capcom, man. Long history of doing amazing things.
Dude, the early like Japanese games, they had no like qualms about like horrible stereotypes in them, and I love it. Like,
It's kind of the thing with fighting games, even still to this day. I mean, they're getting better, but a lot of them still play on a lot of crazy, dead, stereotypes that we should be.
well,
kind
I
of
mean, it's
getting
old, but it's old animes too. If you watch old animes,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm a pretty huge Gundam fan, and the old like Gundam G series was the one where each of the nations had their own giant robot, and they solved all of their world disputes through arena battles. And so
With
like
monkeys?
no, with giant robots.
Oh,
But
okay.
like
But
Japan
there were
had
no
like the
giant
like
monkeys?
typical like really like badass looking Gundam robot, and then
Uh-huh.
like America's giant robot was a football player on a surfboard, and like Mexico's giant robot had like a sombrero, and like
This is
and then like
messed
there
up.
was like a Zimbabwe robot that had like a like metal loincloth and like zebras on its shoulders. It was just
All right,
it was just like
getting a little out there. All right.
yeah, it was pretty like awful. I think
you guys wanna
Holland
go on
or
this
somebody
quest
had like a
while we're,
windmill robot. Jerry, we're preparing.
Russian bot have a sickle and hammer.
I don't know. I don't remember the Russian one.
It shouldn't have a sickle and hammer.
It probably
Straw.
did.
It would crush you capitalist swine.
Strawfoot, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not ready. Shit. Sorry. It's the tequila.
You're the greatest.
I'm just talking
Oh,
about
wow.
giant robots. Like, don't mind me.
Good. That's good, man.
I mean, so was it straight? Just like out of the bottle?
Oh no, like triple second Coke. That's the way to
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
I'm too much of a wimp to just drink stuff out of the bottle. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember I'm a kutku? Like,
Right.
So not metal.
You know who would drink straight out of the bottle?
Zangief?
I'm pretty sure.
What? No, we're
Zing-
talking about Monster
Oh, okay. Woohoo.
Black Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You just, like, eat the bottle.
I can't wait to see what Gid makes for me.
Yeah. It's gonna
Oh
be good.
God.
I'm really excited to see what it is.
Today was a fun day in the Discord, I must say.
Mel K is a delight.
Yeah, okay, it was realized. Gid, thank you so much.
I got to post "sexy motherfucker" by Prince in the chat. It was
Oh,
a
no.
delight.
Yeah.
Like, I
We
missed all
were-
the fun in my own Discord today.
Are you a fan of the Prince? Because you should be.
You know what? I'm
Oh.
sorry.
I don't like the
Get
sound
him.
of that.
Get
I
him.
don't like the sound of that.
Get him.
No, I can't do it.
Take
You
his bottle.
can't. What do you mean you can't do it?
Like,
What can't you do?
I don't know. He bugs me. I'm sorry.
What?
It's fine.
The
Like I'm
legend?
not. No, like I'm not. Like whatever. He's fine.
I mean, the guitar solo in Purple Rain only makes me cry every time I hear it.
Yeah.
It's
if
that
he just
good.
if he just played guitar, it would probably be pretty good.
Hey, like, I'm not gonna say he didn't have some misses. Like that Batman soundtrack was weird, but
Yeah.
like everyone does that bad soundtrack.
Okay, the one
He's
that
not
just
the only one who did a bad soundtrack.
the one that bugs the shit out of me is the doves cry thing.
What?
It's so hyperactive, like it's so not chill. And like he gets all it just keeps getting like weirder and weirder, and he starts making like bird noises and shit towards the end of it, and
Bird noise.
yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright.
I mean, to each their own, but I mean, you're wrong.
Wrong a lot. That's to be expected.
But you're wrong. Am I detonating? Oh shit.
Have you
No
read
one's-
the comments on my lore videos? Like half of them are like, no. You have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, that's fine.
I like it.
Have they already started with the one you posted today? Which
No, not this one.
They did
Not
all
this
about
one.
Good stuff.
Not yet.
Man, I was hoping we would get Valhazak tonight.
that would have been cool.
7 my time. Like
I think it's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's tomorrow.
Well, I didn't know which tomorrow it was, since sometimes the updates come out on Wednesday for us, so
Right.
I was
think
hoping.
Is it midnight?
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's like it's Friday for Japan, I think. Like right in the morning, like right at midnight for them.
So we'll probably get it tomorrow night then.
Yeah, around 8 o'clock or something like that. Our time. You probably when do you get it? 7 or?
Yeah, I'm an hour behind. Are you
God, I can't even.
an hour behind you? Yeah, an hour behind you. So yeah, time zones are stupid too.
Yeah. Well, we should probably talk a little bit about some of the news because we covered before E3. E3 came and left. So Jared's dead. While Jared's dead, I'll transition.
Hey, before we get into news, I kind of wanted to run an idea past you guys that I was thinking of. So
Hey, I was
like, I really enjoy doing the podcast, but I've also like got a lot of comments saying like, why don't you stream? And like my thought was, like I really like doing this podcast thing, and I don't want to give that up. And then what I thought about today was like, well, like why couldn't maybe we could do both at the same time? Like, what if we streamed the podcast and then but recorded it as we streamed, and then that way we could still do all the editing later and then put up, so like people could ask questions live, but then we post an edited version of it later that like edits out all the like fail cards and stupid parts and has cool
makes us look better.
visuals. Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Processing magic. Shoot,
Yeah,
man.
I'm totally down with that. I think it's a good idea myself.
Yeah, man. Well, you know me. I'm trying to do a lot of live streaming, and I think that is definitely the way to go, man.
So,
I've seen a lot of podcasts that are live streaming. They turn out really well. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask. There's a designated, like a dedicated Twitch, or are you gonna do it on your YouTube?
Yeah,
or,
I probably
guess.
stream it on YouTube.
Okay. So, all right, yeah.
I guess the question is just like if my computer can do it, like can I record while streaming and not have it like wig out? Which I think I can, but I'll have to test it out at some point before we attempt it.
I think you definitely have the processor for it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's possible.
Okay, sorry. News time. I even have news stories.
So stuff happened
Oh, jeez.
after, like. I mean, where do we
talked about-
start?
We talked
Did we
about
start at
E3,
E3?
and there were rumors, and those rumors ended up not coming to true. But we did get some news, which was we're
Behemoth?
getting, Yes, Final Fantasy Monster Hunter World crossover.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. It's so weird, but I love it.
It's strange.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Well, I mean, crossovers are not strange. Like, Monster Hunter throughout its history has had tons of crossovers, but they've always been armor or weapons.
Not monsters.
Not
well,
monsters. We've never had a crossover monster.
The Metal Gear just got Rathalos. We didn't get any Metal Gear stuff, right?
Well, Metal Gear got Rathalos, and we got Solid Snake and the boss skins.
Right, okay. That's right. Yeah, I was trying for a minute. I thought we actually did get something, but no. Metal Gear got a made-up monster called like Metal Gear Rex or something. It was weirder.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff.
It's pretty weird. I think it's cool. I love Behemoth.
It fits really nicely in
Final
this game.
Fantasy. It does. It's odd though. Yeah. Unexpected.
I'm kind of looking forward to doing the lore video for that one. Like, because I think I might like try to record like half of it in Final Fantasy and half of it in
that would
Monster
be cool.
Hunter. That would be so
Which
super
Final
fun
Fantasy?
to make. I guess the new one.
Oh, dude, you could pick anyone, but yeah.
Oh,
like,
right, he's been in all of them. But
it would be kind of cool to show like him in a bunch of different ones. But yeah, no, like the new, I think it was 15.
Right.
That this one has the model based off of.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Right, which I wonder how many hours of 15 I have to play to get to Behemoth, though.
Not too far.
I mean, not that I would mind playing Final Fantasy 15. Like, don't get me wrong. I just
I
mean, like time investment
not great. I think story-wise, it's only like maybe 10 hours into it or something. It's not super long. And it's easy to get to. But it is a story mission, so you have to do the story to get there.
Right.
Where the fuck are you guys?
I don't know. This is going terribly. I totally ruined that sleep.
But didn't Behemoth used to be purple? Right?
He's been a couple colors.
Has he? I just remember him being purple for some reason. And then when I saw him and he was all black, I was like,
blue, purple.
Okay, so he's multi-hued.
Yeah, depends on the game. Where the fuck are you?
We're fighting Oregon.
He's in his crazy Oregon house.
Yeah, where we shouldn't be. And I'm probably gonna die. Will this be cart number 2?
It's a real bad place to
kill because I fucked up.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, so that's that. That's pretty cool.
That was like all we got at E3, right? We didn't get anything else.
Yes. They didn't even talk about
other things for sure, just not Monster Hunter. Oh, you know what? Cactar.
Oh yeah.
They did show Cactar in that.
Is that going to be cat armor, or is that going to be?
It could be endemic wildlife. It could be a monster, like a smaller monster. It could be cat armor.
It could have just been part of a cutscene.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it could be. I was really hoping
we have like the whole like Grimalkins and Gajalakas helping you now. What if you had like little like Cactar companions following you around and helping you? That'd be rad.
That's too awesome.
Yeah. I was really like, if I had my way for armor for Palicos, I would either want Mogul armor or Tunberry armor.
Oh yeah,
I love Tunberry.
Oh, who doesn't, man?
Yeah.
Just pulls that knife out.
That knife out and just fucking protects you.
When that knife comes out, it's over, man. R.I.P.
Why is this Oregon living so long? I feel like he should have been dead like 5 minutes ago.
I don't know. Why didn't you guys kill him?
I didn't bring
while I was fighting Dodogama.
I didn't bring a DPS set. Jared has the DPS set. He wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
I used up all my skill when I was streaming earlier.
I saw you were streaming. I didn't click over because
I was listening to 1905 and Area 51 and killing monsters. It was fun, and then my family came home, and then it was time to record. So the other news there's a new lance.
Right. Yes. And I looked at
Someone
it at
data
first.
mine?
Yeah, and the first thing. Okay, well, I got a couple things I want to talk about here. One, I thought when I first looked at it, hey, that looks like some combination of the Yukoma lance and the J Pirate shield. So it's pretty rad looking. Second thing is the stats on it look pretty abysmal.
Oh yeah.
Third thing is, man, like leaking sucks. Like I'm fine to talk about it because everybody's seen it, but you know, I kind of feel like the people that do that maybe they should not do that. You know, like dev studios work so hard on this shit, and
yeah, it's clear they have a major problem keeping this shit under wraps. So,
right.
So I kind of agree with you. I don't know who to blame though. I mean, I agree with you. Like, it's a bad thing.
Well, I mean, it's just
at the same time,
so many people working on games now. Like, game studios used to be pretty small, but when you look at, you know, a game like Monster Hunter World, I'm sure it, you know, like, it's a you know, pretty huge team of guys. Like, maybe not as big as like you know, like Hollywood Motion Picture or something like that, but it's still
and that information probably fetches a decent price to certain journalists who want to get the leaks and all that.
Well, okay, and I know from like work experience that stuff gets subcontracted out. Like, I've actually worked on a couple of Bethesda's games. Like, I worked on one of their Elder Scrolls games, and I was like shocked because the role I was doing for them was so small. Like, all I was doing was creating like a couple of icons for their user interface that they needed, and and
did you get the game for free?
No, I didn't ask. I could have maybe if I asked for it, but I didn't. But what like shocked me was they sent me so much stuff. Like, they sent me all their like concept art, all the like character illustrations and for stuff, all for an like unreleased game, and I was just like, well, I don't even need all this stuff. Why are you sending it to me? You know, and of course, like, there was an NDA that said like, if you leak this stuff, we'll murder you. Course. But but I was like, why would you just, you know, like, you don't need to send me this stuff. But I think they have just like a package they send to everybody because it's easier that way.
Guys, I'm playing Labazi out by myself. I don't like this.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you like? Is it not something that bugs you, or we kind of?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't bug me, I guess. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I honestly see both sides.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting situation because it doesn't just apply to video games. It applies all across the board, every genre, whether you're talking about television shows, movies, fucking pro wrestling. Think about that shit. There used to be surprises in that. They're never surprised anymore. Everybody knows everything before it happens. So it's like, it sucks, like, if you are a person that generally likes to be surprised, but at the same time, I feel like if you wanted to ignore that stuff, you could.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think like it really hurts the sales. Like, I don't think people see this news and go, "Oh, fuck this game," unless it's like really bad news. Like, I don't know, shit, boxing, Battlefront, whatever.
Well, I guess the other thing to consider would be like, where did the leak come from? Like, because you may be costing someone their job. To be like perfectly honest, like, I've seen people get in a lot of trouble for NDA issues that where they're like, oh, I just got excited about the project and I sent these images to my girlfriend or my brother or whatever because I wanted to brag about it, and now it's all over the internet and I'm blacklisted.
I mean, this looks like data mining, right? Not like a leak.
I think the Lance
one does, but definitely that monster list was not.
That was
like a spreadsheet file. So I don't know. I don't know where.
I wonder if sometimes though they're like sanctioned leaks to build up hype.
Oh, that's totally possible.
Yeah, in certain instances, yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't think the leaked monster list was. But I think maybe some things, not even Monster Hunter, just in general, like sometimes they have leaks just to generate excitement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking die again, guys.
I hope not. I'm glad you brought that up though, because I do think it's worth discussing. And it's
at least
interesting.
A good issue to be aware of. You know, like at least think about it before you consider what you're doing and who it's going to affect before you make that choice.
What else was on there? Because I didn't see much about the decorations or whatever.
Right, so a bunch of decorations...
Unless we don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, it's fine. A bunch of decorations got data mined. But my feeling on those is that they were probably there from the beginning and are just... Because when they code games, like, they run through different iterations of it, and stuff doesn't always get removed. You know what I mean? Like, things
No, that's true, absolutely.
So those decorations seem so, like, when I looked at what they were, none of them seemed exciting. You know what I mean? They were just things like, oh yeah, like I guess that would have been kind of cool. But they also seem like things that, like, if they had too big a decoration list and were like, oh, it's gonna like gum it up, and like we need people to be able to get the ones they want occasionally.
Cut these.
Right, like they would have been the first ones cut.
God damn it.
So that's my guess
God
as to what those are. But
so is there a distinction then, even in this leak with the lance? Like, could the lance have been cut?
Die again,
We all split up, so apparently we're doomed.
I mean, it could have, but
I'm just really trying to fucking sharpen.
As few weapon designs as there are in this game, my guess is that they're going to use it. Because,
fair enough.
I mean, how many of the weapons are reskins and this one is not? It would be weird to like cut one of the few that isn't a reskin.
That's true.
Yeah. Did it look like it was tied to like a specific monster, or did it look like a weird event quest weapon?
It looks okay. It's got the in the intro scene of the game, you see a banner hanging on the wall. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it's got like the Sapphire Star logo.
Yeah.
For the 5 fleets. It's that banner attached to a lance, like in a medieval, or like how you used to see the banners on the back of Japanese samurai armor. And then the shield looks like a ship's helm, or not helm. What's the thing they used to steer? Is that the helm?
Mast?
No, that's what holds the sails.
I don't know, dude. I live in fucking Kansas.
Okay, well, it's the boat's steering wheel.
Yeah, the boat's steering wheel. I'll allow it.
Listen. My dad would be so sad right now. He builds boats, and I don't know this shit.
Oh no.
He'd just be like shaking his head right now, like in shame.
Damn it, son. You let me down. No son of mine calls it a boat steering wheel.
Right. No, he used to take me sailing with him when I was a kid, and like if I said like turn left instead of like port or starboard or whatever it is, he'd get so mad, like, no, say it right.
I'm crying. I'm sorry, man. Oh, that's awesome. Oh shit, I can't even see. I'm crying. I'm fighting the Labazia.
It's okay, you don't need to like concentrate too hard. We still have no carts left.
Yeah, right.
Is that all for news?
I got some news items that I thought were interesting.
Oh, you put a new lore out today.
Did put, okay, yeah, that's a good news. I did a Valhalla lore. Because
your lore videos get way more views than the podcast, so we probably don't need to pimp that on your butt.
We're gonna change that, man. We're gonna flip it. It's gonna be the other way around.
Flip it? Are you sure about that? I don't know.
You have to believe, Jer.
No, but I want it to be true. If I want something to be true bad enough, does it?
I mean, you gotta make one of those, what is it called, like a wish board or whatever? What are those fucking white girl things called?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. Can you make one for me?
Yeah. like you get a thing, right? and you put a bunch of pictures of stuff that you want all over it, and it becomes magically true.
Okay, so more YouTube views on my podcast, and a Ford Mustang with a 5.0 liter engine,
and a boat steering wheel.
And a boat steering wheel. Yes, that's enough things. You could just put those on there for me.
Yeah.
Oh, also another Devil Joe gem.
I mean, you could just go to the melder for that, bro.
That's gonna come down to RNGesus.
Yeah, I have a lot of those tickets. I just always forget they're there.
Yeah, just go to the melder, man. Don't waste space on your wish board or whatever it's called.
I saw somebody like complaining on Twitter. I don't remember who it was, but they were like, "Why does nobody know how to fast travel in this game?"
I saw that as well.
And I was like, "Yeah, I forget about that all the time."
Isn't that all Twitter's fors for people complaining about stuff?
Yeah, probably. But it's like, you know, I've been playing this game for so long, and then they add new things and expect me to, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I do to chill out. Like, I'm on autopilot 90% of the time I play it. Like,
just get you some tequila and play Monster Hunter.
Yes, exactly. Oh, he's... I was still attacking him. I was like, wake up, Raffle! I'm not waking up!
Oh, you guys gonna help me with the hard monster now? Okay, thanks.
I mean, do you mean hard difficulty-wise or hard because
we just did the hard monster. Asia Rathalos is the hard monster in this quest.
No.
You think the fish is harder than Asia Rathalos?
100%.
Oh yeah. Fuck Lavazia.
Lavazia is arguably one of the harder monsters in the game.
Lavazia is a giant people, and I hate it.
Like, I'd say he's one of the more annoying monsters in the game, but that's not the same as difficult.
No, you have a point. I sometimes mistake annoyance with difficulty. Though there is a thin line in the Monster Hunter / Souls games.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like a false difficulty.
Yeah, right. I mean, his name sounds like Plesioth, who also is like arbitrarily difficult.
I scared some people earlier about Plesioth in this game.
Yeah.
That's actually one bit of news we didn't talk about, but I don't know if it's technically a leak or not. We should talk about it. There's a post on Reddit that showed all the armor coming for summer.
Oh, the layered armor.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Didn't they showed that themselves, I thought, though.
Yeah, one person noticed that one of the items you needed to make the diver set was a Plesioth scale.
What? No.
But it was just that one, so it's probably a ticket is my guess. It's probably like a Plesioth scale ticket. I don't know. That'd be my guess.
But I mean, if they're adding a diver, I don't even know what to think.
It's scary.
If they're underwater?
No.
I should be excited about there being a new monster, right?
I mean, there's nowhere for Plesioth to live.
I pretty much don't think it is, because it was just that one item, so I think it's probably just a ticket from an event quest. It'll be like a Plesioth scale instead of a ticket.
Yeah.
Right. It's such a weird armor set to add to the game, though, when there's no place to swim, other than that little tiny pool in the ancient forest that you just
That's a super
through.
Good point, man. They're trying to be all summery. They could have just gave us like
a bathing suit. That's what I thought they would have added, like a bikini and you know, like shorts for the guy.
I want some shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
Yeah.
Jer Bear wears short shorts. I'm wearing some right now.
Fucking right.
Yeah, punk rock patches on them too.
Oh, the ones you put pictures of?
Yeah, I wore them to dinner the other night. And my wife was like, I missed how you dressed when we first met. You wore blazers and jeans and looked cute, and now you're listening to hardcore punk rock again and wearing short shorts with patches on them.
It's funny, my wife says the opposite, because I dressed a lot more ridiculous when we were dating. I think that the first time I met her parents, she was like mortified because I had blue hair and like a wife beater and some like knee-hole jeans, and she was like, "How dare you? They're never gonna let you now."
That's funny.
She was wrong. They loved me.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're a swell guy. You're super nice. So.
Exactly.
Becky's dad, I think the only thing he said to her about me was that I need a haircut. That was when I had a mullet in 2004.
Wow, that's way too late to have a mullet.
No, dude, it was perfect. It was the perfect time to have a mullet. It was an ironic mullet.
I see.
And it looked like, imagine 1986 Rod Stewart.
I keep waiting for the hipsters to bring back mullets too. Like they're bringing back all the other. Did they?
Yeah,
because I keep seeing the mustaches, like the '70s mustaches, and I'm like, all they need is a mullet with it.
Between like 2003 and 2008, that was the time for the ironic mullet.
Okay, see, I can't keep up with that stuff.
You missed it.
Are you a hipster?
Am I?
I'm asking.
I mean, I think it's not a real thing. I think it's an arbitrary label that you put on somebody who is into countercultural stuff, and it's far too ambiguous and amorphous to be a real thing.
You're so smart, Jer.
So, I don't know. I mean,
the answer is yes.
I mean, yeah. that would be a yes to most people. I mean, I had a curly mustache. I had a mullet. Let's see. Let me list off my jobs. The jobs that I've had to you. I used to work at a print company, like a paper printing company. I worked at a health food store. I worked at a factory making tofu. I was a cook. I worked at Urban Outfitters. I was a bartender. And then everything else is pretty lame and not hipsterish at all.
So there's hipster jobs?
Oh, I mean, stereotypically, I would think.
I know nothing.
I don't. So I've been told these are accusations and slurs against my character that I've received. And
so my job history...
Some of the evidence presented to me was my job history being hipster.
My job history goes like this. It goes dishwasher, 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 guy who draws things. Done.
I mean, Jer brings up a good point. I mean, labels are weird and sometimes they're too broad. And I mean, like, when you say hipster, it's interesting because, like, you know, my friend Ghost, we all used to joke and call him a hipster. Mm-hmm. Is he anything like Jer? 100% no. They could not be more opposite.
They're both pretty cool dudes, though.
Yeah, they're totally awesome guys. So, I mean, I don't know if being a hipster is a totally awesome guy, then they... I'm trying to get in their pants right now. Sorry.
A lot of people would say that hipsters are not cool guys. And I mean, here's what I think of when I think of hipsters. I think of trust fund kids who have more money than they know what to do with, so they glom onto countercultures and ruin it. That's what a hipster is to me.
Interesting. I mean, that's certainly the most negative descriptor of a hipster I've probably heard.
So I feel like fighting an Anjanath. I'm sorry. I miss him. I posted him already.
Oh, you already did it.
They're tempered.
That's why I'm apologizing. I like him. He's super fun, and like nobody ever wants to fight him anymore.
You don't have to apologize, Strawfoot. Jerry, he's cut him off. He doesn't get any more.
Oh. There's 3 monsters here.
Yeah, and 5 rewards. What kind of sorcery is this?
How many carts? Because that's what we need to be worried about.
If you cart to the Pookie Pookie, if you cart to the Pookie Pookie, we're done, man.
I hope I do. So I gotta get questions queued up, but like this hipster question, it really bothers me. Like, to be honest, because like I get called a hipster, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm not a hipster. I'm not saying that to you, but like, it. Not anymore. I used to get salty about it, I guess.
Well, to be fair, I didn't call you a hipster. I asked you if you were a hipster.
Yeah.
That's
so
totally different.
I mean, I really think that quote unquote hipsters basically like co-opt real counterculture and water it down and make it shitty.
Okay.
Because there are counterculture movements that have basically been destroyed by that.
Does that make Green Day hipsters?
No. No, Green Day were legit for a long time. They're awesome. Made a lot.
I just saw them in concert a little while ago. They're really good.
I don't even call them sellouts because I mean they are what they are. You know?
I was just trying to make and I like them.
Billy Joe does really fucking cool shit. He'll bring a kid up on stage and let him play their guitar, and then let the kid leave with his guitar. Like, you've got this fucking guitar now. Yeah, that's so fucking like.
Yeah, I thought that was really awesome too, but then like I was sad he didn't pick me. I mean, not that, like he wouldn't because I'm an old man and everybody would be like, that's lame. But
I know. I don't like their new records, but their first three I really enjoy.
Kerplunk was really good. Dookie was really good.
1039 Without Slappy Hours is my favorite. Which is it came out. Technically, it was recorded before Kerplunk.
But it was released after, or was that a full-length album?
Well, it was 2 EPs and some singles put together. So, like I said, it was recorded before Kerplunk, but it was released afterwards. So there was like 1038 Hours or whatever, and then there was Slappy, I don't know, something else.
Yep.
But old Green Day is real good, and if you like that, you should definitely check out Pinhead Gunpowder.
Yeah.
And Crimp Shrine, because they're fucking great. I don't know what my scalp flies are doing.
I'm following Strawfoot.
So I grabbed some news items off of IGN. Like I was just kind of like sifting through IGN's news because I like them a lot. And I grabbed some things that I thought were worth talking about.
Okay.
So neither one of you play Destiny, but I do. And the big thing with that happened recently is they, in their trailer for the new expansion set that's coming out, and this is a game that's struggling, right? They've like screwed up everything that they can possibly screw up with this game.
They've
to the point where they've lost a huge...
super wrong.
Right. So their response is like, how do we win people back? There's one character that people love in this game. Like if this was Walking Dead, Cade would be Daryl, right? And the trailer is like super short, and all it shows is Cade just getting like his face shot off, and then they had like a panel afterwards, and people asked like, he's coming back, right? Like he's not really dead, and they're like, oh no, he's totally like actually really dead. We wanted to give the players a motive to like bring them into the game, and we felt like revenge was the strongest motive, so we killed your favorite character.
Are they fucking stupid?
That was exactly what I thought.
That's not a motivation to get people to play the game. That's more motivation for them to walk away.
Right, because he was a character like that was voiced by Nathan Fillion.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Wow, they couldn't afford him anymore, so
well, that also made me wonder, right? Like, there's like, this game's tanking, we can't afford Nathan Fillion, we have to kill him.
Well, that should be a sign that everyone needs to like consider how they handle this.
I mean,
yeah,
for sure. I love Destiny, and I will, whatever they make, I will buy. I'm not gonna like probably ever be into it like I was. Like I will go through and just play the story missions, you know, like as long as they make them. But I think other than that, I'm kind of done with it.
No, that whole premise that you just put forth is bullshit. Like, fans are not gonna take revenge on a character in the game for killing their favorite character. They're gonna take revenge on your company by not giving you any more money.
Right.
Because you took away their favorite thing. That's
but I mean, it is a video game. Like, I assume that like if the reaction is too bad, they'll just be like, "Just kidding. Look, he's fine."
Remember how Peter Dinklage was in the first one, and then they just like got rid of him because no one liked him.
Oh man, I got killed by engineers.
You got your face to face with him.
Yes. Oh man, that actually kind of makes me happy. Like he just roasted me with his big like flamethrower thing.
Like me earlier.
Yeah. Peter Dinklage was in the game, and he totally just like phoned it in. And they not only like recast the voice for it, like they went back and took all of his dialogue out of the like older parts and replaced it with Nolan North.
There he is.
So, which I mean, I like Peter Dinklage is really good in Game of Thrones, but his voice acting in that game was abysmal. Like, I don't know if he just didn't care or if maybe it's just a different skill set, like voice acting and acting. Probably is.
Did he put on a terrible fake accent too?
No, he was just like, it was just really like no emotion, and it just sounded like disconnected. Like, it just sounded like what you would expect if someone was like, okay, like here's these lines and they're all on a spreadsheet, you know, and you're not hearing anyone else talk. Just read them, please. You know? So
he's not a great actor.
Maybe not.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen other stuff that he's done. It's not that great.
What else
I
is
like
he
him.
in?
I mean, he was an elf.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
he was in Infinity War.
Asked a certain way, because in Infinity War it was just kind of like hamming it up, really.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's cool guy.
As well. But yeah, he's not the best actor. Okay. That's weird. I mean,
Okay.
I've heard a lot about Destiny like pissing its fans off, so that's...
the next one I
They're still at
thought
it.
was mildly interesting. Gaming organizations react to World Health Organization's gaming disorder. Okay, that's a terrible title. But the point of the article is the World Health Organization classified gaming as a like psychological addiction, and because people invest like more than 20 hours in it a week was their criteria was like if you game more than 20 hours a week, you're probably addicted. And I thought that was like interesting.
I've been having
20 hours
big
is a lot of
debate
gaming
about this with my wife, and it's been interesting.
Okay,
because,
but I mean...
Well, I don't know if you can talk about what you debated with your wife or not. Is that like...
No, because I think she brought up good points. I mean, I think it actually is an addiction. It certainly can be. I don't see why it can't be.
Sure.
It depends on how it is. I mean, just playing 20 hours of video games a week, addiction does not make.
It's not, but you've heard stories about people losing their jobs over video games.
Well, sure. I mean, if you're not getting up
jobs,
from your spot playing video games, like shitting in a bucket and stuff, then yeah, you've got a fucking problem.
Right. Yeah. Well, they've had people at those cyber cafes in Japan that like just died playing World of Warcraft because they like sleep deprived themselves so bad.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think anything can be an addiction, but I also think there's a bit of hyperbole there, because when when the printed page became a thing, like there were ads showing people on trains reading a newspaper saying that was going to be the end of society because nobody would talk to each other anymore because they'd all be too busy reading.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's true, but how many people were losing their jobs and not doing their shit because of newspapers? See, that's the thing. Like, I want to make that argument too, like about television, because I hate television. Like, I think it's totally mindless and brainwashes people and all that shit. However, totally different issue. Like, how many people lose their jobs over watching TV? Not many. But you've actually heard these stories about people neglecting children and other stuff with video games.
Oh, it happens with television just as often, I'm sure.
Think about how many people play games, and think about how many of those stories you hear, and you hear the worst of the worst. It's not the rule, it's the exception. You know what I mean?
Well, the media does love to crap on games. I will never deny that. I mean, that's like their favorite target because it takes away from their target, like their ratings, basically. So
yeah.
I think it goes both ways. It's hard to say, man. I know I'm taking the middle road on a lot of things, but...
No, usually the middle road is the smart choice for most things,
shut
right?
Up, Fence-sitter.
Fence-sitter, yeah. I mean, it's good to see both sides of the argument, but I mean, I do think it's possible. I mean, I don't see why it doesn't fit the definition of being something that could be addictive.
Anything can be addictive. Yeah. The thing is if it has a negative impact on your life, then you should probably do something to change your behavior. If it doesn't have a negative impact on your life, fucking have fun. You know what I mean?
And I felt like the 20 hours seemed sort of arbitrary. Like, yes, 20 hours is a lot of gaming, and it's probably bad for some people and probably fine for others. It depends on your lifestyle. Like, I think it would depend on, like, are you getting enough physical activity? Are you a healthy person? You know, do you have social interaction?
Right.
Like,
do you have healthy relationships with other people?
Right.
And look, like, I'm gonna say it, like, online friendships can be just as valid and just as rewarding as real life friendships.
Absolutely. And like a good example is like my brother and I are really close, but he lives in North Carolina. So I don't know. Wait, what was funny?
I was paralyzed by a paratoad. Malek came up and hit me and became paralyzed by the same toad.
That's awesome.
And so we laid down
left
together,
him,
had a little puddle.
Just like walked away.
Together for a little while. It was
just laid there together. Yeah,
well,
okay. That's great.
Didn't hit us.
But,
sorry, go on.
No, so all I was saying was like, me and my brother used to like talk on the phone because we wanted to like still have a relationship even though we lived in different places, right?
Your landline, you mean?
Right, exactly. Yes, I don't have a cell phone. It's hilarious. I don't like them. They're too addictive.
It's true, they are.
So, you know, but neither one of us really enjoyed talking on the phone that much, so it was just kind of lame. And then when we started playing video games together, like this whole monster thing is pretty much his fault because like he sent me a Wii and Monster Hunter Tri so that I would play it with him.
Nice. That is a good brother right there.
I like your brother.
Oh, he's an excellent brother.
Older or younger?
Younger brother. Just by a couple, like 3 years, I think. Anywho, like that's how we get to still have like any kind of meaningful relationship, you know what I mean? Like, whereas I think if we didn't have that, like, I'd be less connected with people that I care about, you know?
I've talked to Malek almost every day for like 7 years. He's one of my best friends. Oh. And I've never met him in person.
Right, yeah. No, I have another, one of my other really good friends, Drew. You've hunted with him a few times.
Yep.
I've never met Drew. Like, he's totally awesome. I really hope that someday I can. But I've been friends with Drew for a long time, and I've never met him.
You should.
Well, and I don't know. I want to go back to something I said too. Like I was talking about television, and a lot of these studies never really come out and do enough research to me on television. And I know we're talking about two different things here, but it's like, what's worse? You know, like people spending some time playing video games, or people mindlessly watching television and becoming completely apathetic to like everything around them. Everything. Like we've become a zombie freaking nation. I don't think it's video games. I think it's television. I think it's you know, I think our cell phones are playing a part into it as well.
It's all the media we consume. It's become so ubiquitous. And it all ties in together, you know what I mean? Like it's not just one thing, it's all of them. Especially with our smartphones, because we have all of it at our fingertips.
The palm of our, man, holy crap.
So maybe the takeaway from that is like looking at this article, like if you want to be a healthy person and have a productive life and all those things, like maybe the answer isn't like don't play video games. It's like
limit your media consumption.
Right, exactly. Be thoughtful in what what media you consume. And, you know, if games are your thing, then, you know, prioritize that above other things, because maybe doing all of it is, like, negative, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we don't need, like, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then, like, 10 other things.
Don't take my Twitter. Don't take my Twitter, Strawfoot. I don't have much in this world. Don't take my Twitter.
I don't know. Like, I used to have a bunch of them, and then at one point, like, I just got... Right now, I have the Discord... And I have a Twitter account for my YouTube channel that has like none of my actual friends on it, really, other than, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
So
absolutely, man.
Where am I going? I'm going to the camp. Yeah. Okay.
Who's still left? I thought we killed them all.
I need more coffee.
Oh, it's Rathian. No, it's not Rathian. Who's left?
Pookie.
Oh, no, not the Pookie. Why did we save the hardest one for last?
The hardest one?
Oh, yeah.
I just did 1,000 damage with my sleep.
This is the arch-tempered Pookie.
Yay!
I hope so.
I'm scared now.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. This kind of relates, maybe. Have you heard of Rat Park?
No.
Okay, so I have a lot of friends that have battled addiction. Some have overcome it. Some have lost. Some are still battling. I've had my own battles. Dealing with addictions is really fascinating to me, mostly because we're so horrible at dealing with it.
Sure.
Addicts are often isolated and ostracized and pushed out of our societies and families.
Yeah.
Even there's this study where they put a rat in a cage with the option of water or cocaine water.
Is this where the Smashing Pumpkins song came from?
Fuck Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know. I hate that band.
Hey, I listen to mainstream 90s rock, all right? Part of my childhood.
How can you don't like Pumpkins?
I just don't like them. I don't.
Billy Corgan is kind of pretentious, but let's not
sucks.
derail for now. We'll go back.
Billy Corgan's an asshole, but
yeah,
like they're so good. Just don't think about that part.
Shut up.
We'll talk about Pumpkins later, Straw. Don't worry, when he leaves.
Okay, all right. All right, let's do this.
They don't have any rage in their cage. They have cocaine.
I'm sorry. Finish your mouse story.
That was so condescending and asshole.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
So the Hunting Podcast.
So the rats always chose cocaine when they were isolated, so much so that they would oftentimes choose that over staying alive. They would do cocaine until they died.
Sure.
And so some of these rats, they got like addicted really bad. Like, you know, they're addicted. And then instead of letting them die from cocaine, they put them in what basically amounts to an amusement park for rats with a ton of other rats and lots of things to play on, lots of things to do. Food, snacks, entertainment, you know, whatever. And they still offered water and cocaine water. And the rats immediately stopped doing cocaine, stopped being addicted to the cocaine and led a normal, happy rat life. And occasionally would go back to the cocaine water, but only for like fun, not for like addiction. And so, like, I don't know. I don't know how that correlates to humans because we are different. But I think that isolating addicts and treating them as outcasts is, at the very least, detrimental to their health and to their wellness.
Counterproductive. Yeah.
So yeah, and so this ties back to the video game thing because of healthy relationships, like healthy, productive relationships with other people. Like if you're isolated, you're going to feed those addictions because that's where you're getting your happiness from, you know?
That is cool. Where did you guys go?
No, man, I think it's...
Did you leave the guild hall?
Okay. Alright, let's do Spiky Boy.
Okay.
Ooh, I need a gold crown.
Hello.
Give me my gold crown. And we can ask questions, right? We got questions?
Yeah, we got a couple. It's only a 15-minute quest, so we have to answer them in 15 minutes.
That's good.
That was a smart plan. Good job, Jared.
Thanks. I do what I can.
I thought you were going to rhyme off of that. I just felt like that's where we were going, but...
One time, my friend and I started to rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
And it went on for like 3 hours, and it got to the point where we couldn't stop. Like, we were trying to stop, but it just gotten to the point in the silliness that it couldn't.
Crossed over into another realm.
Yeah, it was nutso.
Or you guys are just good like battle rappers.
I mean, maybe
you should freestyle. Can you freestyle on the podcast sometime?
I'll bring some beats.
Yeah, Malek does beats, and you got rhymes. Why didn't we think of this earlier?
My flow would be square as fuck.
Just picked up 5 viewers, Strawfoot.
I have some rhythm as a bass player, but like my flow is not.
My flow.
Dude, if freaking P. Diddy and Baby can be like successful rappers, then you'll be fine.
It's
How do we talk about rap music in every podcast? I love it.
You know, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. You know what? I mean, I'm not like a big rap fan, but people like rap. It makes us like, because we're like a bunch of old dudes. So if we talk about rap, we'll become culturally like relevant again.
The kids nowadays, they don't listen to what they're all on the
mumble rap,
the little pumps and
SoundCloud rap.
No, okay, so I've got a buddy. He's like, how old is he? He's probably like only like 19 or something. But he's like a super good rapper, like super successful rapper here in Akron. Like, I'm convinced he's going to get a record deal. And I know like one of his shows, like a guy from Sony came out to hear him. And he's my friend because I helped him when he was getting started by giving him sound equipment. So he probably just feels obligated to be nice to me because he's a nice person. Like, even though I'm totally square and have no idea what he's talking about.
Can we get one of his songs like for a quest?
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is that I'm totally going to get one of. He'll totally let me use one of his songs.
Sweet.
Because I gave him stuff and I did album art for him. So like, he'll totally do it.
Have I shown you my band's album art? I think you would like it since you're a graphic designer. I'll have to get it for you.
Yeah, send it to me because I love looking at pictures. Also, anybody like, you know, like guys in the Discord or just like random people listening, send me art stuff because I love it.
We got some great art today, boy.
I'm super into photography also. That's like my even though like I work as a like graphic designer and illustrator, like the thing that I really, really love is photography.
Sleeping.
Oh, yay. Don't wake him up.
I'm not. Okay, so we have questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do questions.
Gid, who made a wonderful piece of art today for Malek.
He did.
Or should I say Mail K?
Okay.
He asks what any games you guys are looking forward to, since we were talking about E3 earlier. We should talk about some of the upcoming non-Monster Hunter games that we're stoked about.
Yeah.
I just whiffed that, didn't I?
You did.
Good job, Jared. Fuck. No. So yeah, I mean, I play Kingdom Hearts with my wife. So we're looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3. We've been waiting for it for like a decade and a half almost.
Oh, that's my buddy Drew's favorite game. He's so psyched about that, and I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I feel bad because like all my friends love it. I should probably play. Do you think could I start from this new one, or would I just be like have no idea what was going on?
It looks kind of story heavy. I mean, I would just play the main 3 games or main 2.
Okay.
Not all the 2.8s and all that bullshit. I wouldn't fuck with that.
Well, I'll have to get you to like tell me which games I need to play or like which.
Just Kingdom Hearts 2. That's it.
That game's so popular. I bet there's some like channels on YouTube that would probably do like a really good job of like catching me up on the story. Also.
Yeah, you could just watch YouTube videos of the story and then.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, my wife has a boyfriend from the TV show that you were talking about earlier.
Is this an open relationship?
Well, I mean, You know how people have like their one or whatever.
Okay.
Like, I think her one is Norman Reedus.
Oh. Okay.
And so Death
Alright,
Stranding.
I get it. I get it.
It looks weird as fuck, which is why I like it. And it's got Norman Reedus, which is why she's looking forward to it. But also, it's weird. It looks weird as fuck, so she might.
It's Kojima, man. Expect weird.
Yeah.
There's a freaking flying whale in like the beginning of Metal Gear 5, man.
Yeah, there was. So those are two that I'm looking forward to. I also, what else looked cool? Oh, Anthem. I mean, I'm hopeful after E3. I think it looks like it might be cool. Still.
Like, I'm not a big like shooter guy. Like, I like Destiny because of the story mostly, and because my friends play it. But I feel like it's possible like Anthem might like fill the void that Destiny has left for me, you know?
They're in a good opportunity to take that fan base.
I think they know that too. Like I'm pretty certain that was like part of their intention with this game. Was like that's the audience we want to capture here.
I mean, if they do it right, they could also get some Monster Hunter fans too.
Yeah. Which is fine. We don't need filthy casuals in this game. If they want to go, I say,
you
good
said
riddance. Good riddance. It's not like I need you for subs or anything.
Maybe we could stream Anthem.
Oh god, we should.
That's a good idea.
At least, I think we should do like, like, I mean, we need to keep it Monster Hunter focused, but I think it would be fun to like every now and then do like other random things.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Just like a side episode, like, hey, here's 30 minutes of us playing this other weird fucking thing.
Yeah, totally. People in the comments can tell us if that's a terrible idea.
3 hours since we're bad at
sleeping
schedules. I thought you were gonna say we were bad at sleeping.
Yeah,
not bad at
sleeping.
That too.
No, I'm really good at that actually.
Where are my bombs?
We already used some.
I don't have any bombs. And I've been playing so much Gunner that I'm like trying to figure out how to put my mines down. Like they're not working. It's because I'm a Lance right now.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't work.
So, did I already say I'm super excited about Fire Emblem? Because I'm definitely excited about that.
You've said it a couple different times.
I'm sure I have, man. I love Fire Emblem. Like, if I was on, like, Desert Island and I had one game I could play, and I couldn't pick Monster Hunter, it would be Fire Emblem.
Yeah. So, just that one? I think Dragon Heroes 11 looks fun, too. Or Dragon Quest 11, I mean.
Oh, so the other one I thought looked really cool was Octopath Traveler. Did you see that one?
I did.
Okay, I love like JRPGs, and this one looks like really charming.
Is there really a Mosswine in it?
I don't know.
I saw on Reddit today it looked like there was a Mosswine in there.
Weird. And there was just news for that game too. That is, the developer said they wanted to ship this as a complete game. There will be no DLC. Everything that is a part of the game is included in the purchase. Which is just like, what? Like, have we traveled back in time? Can this like still happen?
I wish it would happen more.
I mean, and there's two possible ways to read that. Like, one is we don't think this game will sell well enough to justify like investing in creating the DLC. But that doesn't seem logical to me because I feel like usually like the DLC, it's all like made, you know what I mean? Like it used to be like, oh, we made a game and it sold well, so we make DLC to keep selling.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, we make this complete package and then parcel it out to the audience, you know, and wrap it up in loot boxes and DLCs and everything else.
Disc locked content.
Right. Nickel and dime the, poor person to death that's playing.
Who's the developer on it?
Who is the developer on Octopath Traveler? That's a good question.
I mean, is it
Square Enix?
AAA or is it?
It's Square
That's
Enix.
what I thought.
So Squeenix.
Okay.
Why would Squeenix do that? I mean, what's their reason for that? It's really cool though. And the game looks absolutely adorable. I want to play it.
It does.
I need a good like JRPG in my life right now.
Are you guys coming? Or are you just gonna talk all day?
No,
I'm on my way.
I'm talking about video
I had
games,
to carve the tail, you dickhole.
Who carves in this game? Jesus.
Malek, shut your face. Is the horn broken yet?
Malek's like so good he doesn't even need parts anymore. That's what it is. He's like, I've killed all these guys so many times. They're easy. He's probably swimming in gems.
It's starting to become true. But except for the part about me being good.
No, well, I mean, like, you are a pro player, like, of the three of us.
And that makes me really nervous about all the quests we go on.
Right? Yep. Sorry about your luck.
What about you, Malek? What are you looking forward to?
I was going to say, you guys must have known that I just hated E3. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, it's kind of lame, I guess. I'm curious about this Fallout game. I know a lot of people are reserved about it.
Well, it's not lame.
Well, I mean, it's multiplayer, so people are kind of worried, that this will be phoned in survival stuff. But I think if they can make it work, it will be like something I've always wanted. So we'll see.
I think it sounds pretty interesting. Personally, like you can run into other people in the game, but there's not going to be super, like, it's not going to be super interactive with them. But like maybe, or everybody you meet in game is a real person and there's no NPCs, something like that.
I don't know all the details. I just saw a lot of gameplay footage of like 4 people teaming up, taking on the wasteland, and that might be enough for me, depending on how the implementation is. If it's just like horde mode, like Metal Gear Survive, then count me out. But if it's like, we can all go in and do quests together and hang out together, then that'd be all right.
The best Fallout was the original one. Like, before it was Fallout, the original Wasteland. That was the best one.
You're talking about the game Wasteland?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've never played it. I have Wasteland 2, and I started to play it. I'm really need to get back into that.
Yeah,
is that a board game or is it a computer game?
It's like a CRPG, right? Like it's like an old like a PC. It's kind of like Divinity. I love Divinity.
Now, keep in mind that I said it was the best Fallout game. I didn't say it was good.
A lot of people like it, man.
No, it really is. It is kind of funny, and I liked the last Fallout, whatever that one was too. Like, not enough that I finished it, but I liked it enough that I played it for like 2 hours and had a good time.
New Vegas is the best.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate thing about the last one, is the story was kind of linear because they decided to give the main character a voice, and it just sort of forced them into a more linear road with conversations that I don't know if they intended it to be that way or not, but it really put me off. Gameplay wise, it was tight. It's just I didn't feel like I had the freedom like you had in New Vegas or even Fallout 3.
All right, duders, wave and say goodbye.
Oh wow! You just cut you off, Malek.
I know. I didn't even get to tell my other game, but it's fine.
Wait, no. Okay, what's your other game?
What's your other game?
Sorry, Malek. I'm a bad friend.
It's a stupid. No, I'm lame. It's a stupid zombie game. It's Dying Light 2. I'm really looking forward to that.
I thought you were gonna say Last of Us. I'm excited about Last of Us, but Dying Light.
Oh, I mean that looks cool. Yeah, I just started playing the first one. I never played it before. It's amazing.
I didn't play the first Dying Light game. I should, huh?
I've played it. It's the gameplay solid. The storyline wasn't that great, but I mean the gameplay was fun. If you have friends to play with, you can't really beat it. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me. Bye, guys.
That's all for the questions. We're just gonna answer one tonight.
Yep. Thanks,
more next time.
Thank you, kids, for the questions. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Question.
Yep. Okay, that was awesome.
So long, everybody.
See you next time.